document that could prove McCain's ties with Russia just erupts. It would be extremely unexpected if after all the clean settles over the huge number of charges of odious associations between American government officials and Russia, that things being what they are, everybody blamed had something to cover up aside from President Trump. More unusual things have happened. John McCain, that rhino that conservative Republicans truly wish had resigned a few terms prior, might have a few potentially disastrous secrets that are going to fly out. Given his feedback and absence of help for the president, this would be something to see without a doubt. As case over the Trump-Russia dossier that made unconfirmed allegations against the president continues, it creates the impression that Senator McCain may have some awkward inquiries himself to answer in regards to his claimed inclusion, and in addition a couple of moral breaches he may have committed. Senator John McCain faces questions in a defamation lawsuit about leaks leading to the publication of the now infamous dossier that alleged Donald Trump's campaign had connections with Russian operatives, McClatchy learned. The dossier, compiled by former British spy Christopher Steele and his London company, Orbis Business Intelligence Limited, amounted to a collection of uncorroborated reports of collusion gathered as political research for the sale of Trump's opponents. It proved explosive when published by the online news site BuzzFeed on January 10. Here's the place Mr. McCain's extraordinary resistance to President Trump may have educated his reasoning, bringing about his taking a few activities he may soon lament. Now, 2 lawsuits, one in the United States and a second in the UK, are being brought by lawyers for Alexei Gudarev, a Cyprus-based internet entrepreneur whom Steele's Russian sources have accused of cyber-spying against the Democratic Party leadership. According to a new court document in the British lawsuit, counsel for defendants Steele and Orbis repeatedly point to McCain, our Arizona, a vocal Trump critic, and a former State Department official as two in a handful of people known to have had copies of the full document before it circulated among the journalists and was published by BuzzFeed. The court document obtained by McClatchy confirms that Sir Andrew Wood, a former British ambassador to Moscow and a Russian advisor to former Prime Minister Tony Blair, discussed the 35-page dossier with McCain. While this is not definitive of evil conduct with respect to Mr. McCain, given his sentiment of President Trump and his longing to impede him, doubts with respect to the senator's activities and straightforwardness in talking about this are regular. McCain's spokesperson declined to comment on Monday on a new court document, pointing instead to January 11 statement from the veteran senator about the dossier. After examining the contents, and unable to make a judgment about their accuracy, I delivered the information to the director of the FBI, McCain said then. That's the extent of my contact with the FBI or any other government agency regarding this issue. So Mr. McCain says. Until further notice. Should he wind up affirming under oath, he may be talking a to some degree changed story. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. Team Culture D. Seconds ago. Top government official resigns, the swamp is draining. It's anything but difficult to have blended sentiments while talking about government associations, for example, the Office of Government Ethics. From one perspective, you'll observe few in Washington to be so coarse, or maybe so legit, as to concede that they'd truly wish dialogues of morals were directed out of people in general, if by any stretch of the imagination. All things considered, Washington is not the place to go to discover undiluted trustworthiness. Then again, it's difficult to contend against advancing moral conduct, or if nothing else of uncovering the more unfortunate cases of exploitative conduct. The issue with the Morals Office is the subject of how moral it is. As such, by definition it has set itself over the shred, a troublesome position to keep up. So it comes as some stun when the leader of the Office of Government Ethics, Walter Shaub, just suddenly resigned. We're foreseeing that the left will utilize this in an endeavor to condemn President Trump, yet on the investigation, things may be somewhat not quite the same as that story. Shaub, an attorney, expressed dissatisfaction with the current situation at the OJ and announced that he accepted a new job at the nonpartisan Campaign Legal Center, NPR reports. Schaub did not elaborate further on the problems he had at the OJ, but he mentioned the desire for greater freedom to pursue reform. The current situation has made it clear that the ethics program needs to be stronger than it is, Schaub told NPR. At the Campaign Legal Center, I'll have more freedom to push for reform. Schaub sent Trump his resignation letter and praised his colleagues in the ethics office for their work. It sounds like Mr. Schaub is despondent with the president and his arrangements, in spite of the fact that he has limited his feedback to less open scenes. Schaub has a privilege to his opinion, however. How about we investigate his different sentiments? Schaub received a bipartisan reprimand from Congress shortly after Trump took office to criticize the president in a closed-door meeting. Some critics have questioned his objectivity towards Trump, citing his political donations to former President Barack Obama and prior defense of Hillary Clinton's ethics. Stop in that spot. Schaub has protected Hillary Clinton's morals? How could that be? She has none. By and by, while we might want to compliment Mr. Schaub on an occupation well done, on the off chance that he was at work while Hillary held office and turned out poorly the hostile over issues, for example, the Clinton Foundation and her strange email system, we should withhold our claim and also question the unprejudiced nature of this man. Consequently, what he needs to say in regards to President Trump or any other individual should be brought with a grain of salt. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H.T. Washington Free Beacon. Massive news: Bernie Sanders escapes reporters' question about his wife's bank fraud. Bernie Sanders ignored the questions asked by Fox News reporters and the Associated Press about the recent investigation of his wife. "No, that's not what I'm talking about today," Sanders told the reporter from the Associated Press who attempted to get an answer about the FBI investigation, as The Hill transcribes. As reported previously, the FBI is looking into the possible falsification of loan documents by Jane Sanders while she was president of Burlington College. The liberal arts school closed down in May 2016 after bankruptcy and failing to meet accreditation standards. Well, I'm glad that you're interested in the fact that the Republican leadership is proposing legislation which would throw millions of people off of health insurance, Sanders responded to the Fox News reporter who asked if the socialist politician thought the investigation into his wife was still politically motivated, after other outlets had also reported on the story. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Just now, Trump pointed at a vet and did the unthinkable. President Trump did the unbelievable in the middle of a speech he gave today. He honored Harry F. Miller during his speech at the annual Freedom Concert in Washington, D.C. Watch the incredible moment below. There is a second video at the bottom of this article that is even more incredible. How inspiring was that to hear the crowd chant Harry, 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 in honor of our vets. If you don't know who Harry Miller was, here's what you need to know. Harry was only 15 when he joined the U.S. military during World War II. Harry lied about his age when he joined the armed forces. Harry was a hero at the infamous Battle of the Bulge. Here is his incredible story below. The third video at the bottom of the page is even better. Trump then made sure to close by announcing that God would become a staple of American pride again. We cannot force God out of this country, and Trump made that very clear. This is an amazing highlight from the speech. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Shocking: Trump said the 5 magic words the media didn't want him to say. President Donald Trump attacked the fake news liberal mainstream media once again. He told everybody what he thinks about them very openly. Trump talked about how America has always stood for liberty, and he said that our rights are given to us by God, and no earthly force can ever take those rights away. What do you think of this? Share your opinion. Game changer: the Democrats' worst nightmare just leaked and proves Trump was right all along. The investigations set up by the Democrats to take Trump down backfired massively on them. We all remember the Russian dossier that was passed around by reporters and used by the FBI to start the process of bringing Trump down. We now know who is behind this dossier, and this fact will probably turn the whole investigation back on the Democrats. According to the New York Post, a Clinton-backed group was behind promoting this dossier. But it gets even worse. The Obama administration and the FBI may be colluded with this group to start the witch hunt to take down Trump. The Senate is now investigating Loretta Lynch and whoever else may have been in communication with the research firm that was pushing this fake document. What do you think of this? Share your opinion.